Okay, so this is an explanation of how to get assignments checked. Um, so naturally, as we've talked about a lot, no one's perfect. You're not perfect. I don't expect you to be perfect, and I'm not perfect. We make mistakes and we practice and we make corrections to improve and to learn from those mistakes. So there are two types of assignments that you can get checked before handing in and that they're taken for a grade. That would be your take home quizzes, which are abbreviated with THQ, and your unit review sheets. So it might be a unit 1 review sheet, a unit 2 review sheet, all the way up to like a unit 10 or 11 review sheet. Those assignments, take home quizzes, and review sheets are the ones that you can get checked multiple times to make sure that you have the grade that you want. So, a little explanation. All of your checking and correcting needs to be done before the due date. It's not going to help you to fix and correct the review sheet after you've taken the test. So you want to make sure that you're doing these corrections before they're due, so you can benefit from them. You can submit your take home quizzes or your review sheets as many times as you would like before the due date. So that means you can get it checked 50 times if you would like to, as long as it's before the due date. When you're turning your assignment in to be checked, it does not have to be fully completed. And for example, I've had some students who will come in and get every problem checked as they complete it. So they'll do number one, then they'll come get that checked, move on to number two, get that one checked, and so on and so forth. There are some students who will complete the ones that they know how to do first. They'll go through and let's say they know how to do number 1, 2, 7, 8. They'll do those first, get those checked, and then go back and work on those other ones. Some students, go half and half. They'll do the front, get the front checked, and then focus on the back, get the back done. You can hand it in as many times as you would like for checking, as long as it's before the due date. So the assignment is always going to be due on the due date, whether your corrections are finished or not. So make sure you plan accordingly. If you turn an assignment in for checking, I will promise to give you feedback within 24 hours. So turning in assignments for checking, that can look like turning it into the inbox, and then I will have it back to you the next day in class. That could look like, writing on the top of your paper. We'll come back, seventh period or something to get it, and I can get it to you then. Um, so yeah, you just have to, I am human and I do need a little bit of time. Uh, so yeah. I promise within 24 hours I will get you your feedback so you can make corrections and have that time. Probably most importantly, when you are making corrections to assignments, try really hard not to erase or scribble out your old work. Seeing your past mistakes is extremely important for your learning, and it helps me to look at like what you've tried already. Also, it prevents you from making those same mistakes again. When you try something, but then you erase it all and you come back to it later and you might not remember what you had already tried. So you end up trying the same thing over and over and over again, and that doesn't get you anywhere. So don't erase your work. I don't care how it looks. You're not being graded on how pretty your stuff looks. You're being graded on the worth of it, on what you actually have put down, written down, how bright it is, what your thinking is. So yeah, you could just cross it out, put a line through it, put a slash through it, but try not to erase it or scribble it out. I want to be able to see that. And more importantly, you want to be able to see that too. So yeah, here's a little bit of the explanation of that checking process. I absolutely suggest that you take advantage of it. This is something that you can use to make sure that you get a 100% on every single assignment that you want to, and it can, help boost your grade.